Welcome, welcome, beautiful yogis. Happy New Year. We start again in this 2024, and I've missed you. Missed being together on Sunday evenings, and also feeling a little bit like we're still a little snuggled into the hibernation stage, not quite fully embracing the new year. However, we're here to stay in the hibernation phase, to relax our bodies. So let's begin our opening pose, which is the open book pose, the bolster on the 2 blocks, and settle back on your sit bones, your sacrum, leaning into the end of your bolster, and your blankies supporting your thighs, and letting now your arms fall away as we assume this lovely big open book shape and arriving as we are. As you close your eyes, commit to being present, commit to the allowing of falling and ebbing away of everything that arises. First of all, it's the breath. Here comes your breath, this beautiful inhalation and the exhalation. As you lie back, establish that link, that deep connection, that intimate friendship with your breath. We're going to dive right in as you settle here into this breath pattern. So we'll all exhale. Begin the inhale now for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and hold your breath just for 1, 2. Now the exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. To begin again. So the inhale, you'll count to 6. The savoring, the holding moment just for 2 counts at the top of your inhale. And then that 8 count exhalation, feeling your body release the breath slowly out. And to cycle through into the next breath. The sense now, the number 6, to stand for love. Love is incoming to your body. And at the pause, to let it anchor into you. And then the exhalation to distribute it throughout your whole being. The gift of this breath, this gift of love that is cycling through. Continue with this breath pattern. Love arising, filling, the holding, the treasuring, the anchoring, and then that distributing. The invitation is to rest in this breath pattern, giving it your full commitment. As we meet ourselves again, with this intention to embrace ourselves, to love and accept ourselves, coming as we are, to allow this breath pattern to hold your attention, to shift into this awarenessing. It is so easy to forget who we are essentially in our very essence. We remind ourselves, we remind each other over and over again, cycling through our own emotional stories, driven by our narratives, and to let that just flow through you as we rest and breathe in the open book shape. Letting go the breath pattern at the end of this particular breath cycle, to let your awareness shift to your whole body and whatever is flowing through you, to be the witness, to allow whatever arises. And so that whatever might be stuck somewhere, physically or in the mental, emotional body, that it began to flow again, to move, to shift, to change, so nothing stays stuck. And now to turn back to the particular breath that's in for 6, that incoming of love, the holding for 2, the distributing throughout your being and the space around you as you exhale to the count of 8. releasing again the breath pattern to drop into the witness, to allow your being to express whichever is wanting to express. To recognize this being human can be messy, complicated. And even though we might choose joy, there are bumps on the road. Coming to that place of allowing and acceptance within you of whatever is here. And so we prepare now to change the shape, our yoga pose. Just help your knees back up together. Might be nice to really help your knees up. And then just gently roll over to the side and we'll go to our next pose, which is the forward-facing pose, the child's pose on your right. Oh, let's start left buttocks. So we'll sit side on at the short end of the bolster. It can stay as it is. Make a little seat with your opened blankie and sit down on your left buttock and get your legs supported. And as you make contact with the bolster with your left hip, your hands on each side to let your spine grow long and up, and then forward as we rotate ribs towards the left. And rest on the left ear. And so this very gentle forwarding into settling. It is an asymmetrical shape. And get as comfy as you can. Rearrange your body so that it can find purchase, can find comfort and support. And then just drop into this place. No particular breath, simply settling where you are, here and now. Sensing and feeling the asymmetry, how one side of your back, of your torso, will feel different to the other side. And how the breath continues to flow, and how you could experiment, explore, bringing your breath to places you haven't actually felt yet. Now, as you stay connected to the breath, you could add little pauses at the fullness of your breath and at the empty moment. No need to count now, to simply feel those pauses between the in and the out breath, the out and the in breath. How this too cycles through. This conscious breathing, this shaping of your breath is regulating the nervous system. One of the most important things that we as human beings can do in this tumultuous time where nothing is certain, where anything could change at any moment. This is an internal soothing which has an immediate effect but also a cumulative effect. How you might enjoy those pauses and amplify them to come into an approximation of a square breath. So just intuit it, that your body knows. And just one more cycle of the square breath, and then staying in the shape that you are, dropping into that witness consciousness, that allowing and receiving of incoming sensations, thoughts and feelings. And how you can rest in that. And so now let's gently move to the other side. So stay present with your state of being. This is a small execution, a little task to move your body from the left hip to the right hip, the same shape. Just to bring the body now, our bilateral body, into equilibrium by creating the conditions on this second side for this lovely shape. Dropping in, let go. And so first this settling, this exploring, this balancing of sensations, and then to let the breath begin again to be your point of awareness with the little pauses between the breath. So that our breathing practice is so easy and yet absorbs us completely without effort, but with the deepest ease, to allow the pauses to get longer until you feel that you are again breathing the square breath. You can't get it wrong. Let your intuition be your guide. Even though the square breath is approached now with such ease, it does take attention. So it's restful attention. to drop again into the witness mode, letting the pattern, the counting go, to feel what's here now. And what is here is this profound opportunity for healing, to coming back to wholeness, from what might have been a bumpy ride. To come, as it were, into calm waters. And now to gently come out of this second part of revolved child's pose, and we'll take the seated forward bend, where we create little tabletop with our props. One blankie becomes the seat. And your blocks form the support for your tabletop. See where your legs want to be. Straddle legs or crossed legs. You might need one or two pillows to sit on, blankies to sit on, and then this forward hinging and the resting of your brow. That's a big part of this pose. So a little pillow for your brow, or even your hands on top of one another. So your nose has clearance, it's not squished into any pillow or bolster. There's plenty of clearance to just breathe now. And as you find your way into this shape, and getting as comfy and as supported as you can, invite you now to bring your awareness to your sacrum. So that's that triangular bone at the bottom of your spine that ends at the tailbone. When you are ready to breathe in, from your tailbone, come through the groin and up the front of your body, breathing in an upward motion until you arrive at the crown of your head, at the fullness of your breath, the little pause, and then the turnaround moment where we journey while exhaling back down the back of the head, back of the neck, the length of the spine, all the way to return to the sacrum, the tailbone, and a little throb as you pause. And the inhale flows upwards, up the front. Energy rising to fullness at the crown of the head. Here too, a little pulse right at the point between your brain and your skull. And then ready to release the breath, it goes back down your spine, your back body, to end at the empty moment, right at the root chakra. And a little throb to bring the breath up again. Our breath pattern flowing along the length of the body with little pauses at the end of the breath, the empty moment, which is at the root, and the little pause, the little throb at the crown, at the top of the breath. Follow this pathway. This breath that connects our rootedness, the downward flow, through the spine, through this torso, all the way to the crown of the head, which connects us to the great above. Those two forces constantly flowing through the body. Letting go now, this journeying along the midline, but staying in the pose. A little reflection from a wonderful little book called The Little Prince. All men have stars, but they are not the same things for different people. For some who are travelers, the stars are guides. For others, they are no more than little lights in the sky. And for others, who are scholars, they are problems. But all these stars are silent. You alone will have stars as no one else has them. In one of the stars, I shall be living. In one of them, I shall be laughing. And so it will be as if all the stars will be laughing when you look at the sky at night. You, only you, will have stars that can laugh. And when your sorrow is comforted, time soothes all sorrows, you will be content that you've known me. You'll always be my friend. You'll always want to laugh with me, and you will sometimes open your window. So, for that pleasure. It will be as if, in place of the stars, I'd given you a great number of little bells that knew how to laugh. We all know the magic of looking up at the night sky and seeing the stars, the formations, whether we recognize them or not, and it's wonderful to recognize. Especially at this time of year when Orion is high, and towards the end of Orion, in line with the belt of the three, is the brightest star in the sky. It's called Sirius. So if you have the opportunity to look at the clear night sky, check out Sirius. And this is the time to make a wish upon a star, just like the old song. At this time of a new beginning, at the new year, look at Sirius and make your wish. And right now we are resting in the forward bend with a natural breath, soothing and regulating. This very vital part of the human body, the nervous system. When that is in balance, we make wiser decisions. We see more clearly, more calmly, more wisely. So this simple resting and breathing is healing, regulating, coming into wholeness, your nervous system and your whole body, and with it, all the functions of responding, deciding, interpreting. And just a few more breaths in the seated forward bend. And then slowly make your way up. We'll find a comfortable seat to do our alternate nostril breathing here that follows so nicely from that seated forward bend. So your legs, your spine in a comfy place. Your right hand thumb closes off your right nostril to let the inhale come through your left. Pausing at the top of the breath as you close up the left. And then the exhale is through the right. The right is for the inhale. This inhale for a count of 6. To pause with the closing for 2. And then the left side for the exhale for 8. Our first breath pattern again. Out for 8, and then the inhale through your left is for 6. The quality of love. Which at the top of the breath we pause, we anchor, we ground. And then as we open the right and exhale for 8, we distribute throughout the body-mind the quality of love. The same side is inhale for 6. Amplifying, letting love grow. To treasure it at the pausing moment. And the opposite side exhales to distribute, to amplify, to let it grow throughout the body and the space around. Same side breathes in. The pause is the treasuring moment to really get it and then spread it as we exhale right. Stay with this pattern. Love comes in. Love is held and treasured and then spread. So when you reach the top of your inhale, pause a moment. Ready to exhale, just rest your hand down. Feel how the breath goes out through the both nostrils. Rest on the no breath, and then let it rise again through the both nostrils. The little pause and then the exhalation through both. Little pause and inhalation through both. And then this time as the exhalation occurs, just feel yourself rooted to the earth. So connected to the ground and all it takes to be a human. And how when the inhale happens, we're moving up, we're aspiring, we're inspiring, we're reaching as it were to evolve more, learn more, become more whole, become more wise. Gathering that from the cosmos to bring it down on the exhalation into the body and root it, anchor it down into the earth. Feel this rising and reaching for the stars, and all the stars inform us with, and how the exhale draws it down and brings it into the earth plane, where even now we don't understand what we might be receiving on a more cosmic level. We're bringing it down, we're downloading, and then reaching up for more. And this is a beautiful practice in this time of great change. It is said that we are receiving new information. So let it in. Let this be inspiration entering through your body and letting it ground, so it becomes available, accessible to you as you need it. We'll be here 2 more cycles. Fullness of the breath, we are just open to receiving all that is new and unfamiliar, but which is unfolding in this time of great change through us. And we become part of that, part of the solution. One more time. And as we bring this breath down and anchor it, lower the chin, and we'll slowly make our way to the next position, which is lying with the elevated legs, either against the wall or over your bolster setup. We're just going to lie on the back with elevated legs. Your back now fully supported and so deeply at ease. If you're using a head pillow, get it just right. Get your sacrum settled and supported, and then let the shoulders fall back. This is a lovely antidote to the seated forward bend. can almost feel the fluid body trickle down, 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 down into the earth. It's where we live. Being spiritual isn't going up and up and up all the time. It's actually being down here on the earth plane, the messiness of that. Through our ease and calm, we access those natural gifts of kindness, all this love that we have been breathing. Comes into our awareness, and we have it like a beautiful wealth, such abundance. That just by lying here so grounded, we are enriched. Let's see how your breath wants to breathe now. So in the Sufi tradition, one of the first intentions is to know the longing of your soul. What does my soul want to experience and express? O beloved one, open my heart to light, so that I may know. Bring light into my eyes. Bring light into my hands. Bring light before me. Bring light behind me. Below me, above me, to my left and to my right, within me and all around me. Let me know that I am light. As you know, in the Sufi tradition, we meet this wonderful character, Nasruddin. Nasruddin is both a wise man and a fool, and always a teacher. So it is said that Nasruddin finds himself in jail. He hates being in jail. And he begs his teacher to bring him something to help him escape. And his teacher sends him a prayer rug. Nasruddin is flummoxed. How can this help me escape? This is not what I wanted. How can I get out of here with a prayer rug? After a while, he decides he might as well use it. He kneels down and, in the way of Sufis, bows his head on the rug in reverence to his heart, so that his heart, the seat of the beloved, is honored, knowing that the head is in service to the heart. And he begins his prayers, and he continues his prayers for days, for weeks, for months. He notices that he feels less desperate to get out of prison. He feels peaceful. One day, while in prayer mode, he looks at the rug and sees for the first time that woven into the prayer rug is a map. It is a map of the prison showing the escape route. This story shows how easily we can imprison ourselves with our own ego, making us blind, stubborn, and fearful and worried. And prayer can take us out of this prison of the ego. It allows us to fly in the beauty of our own soul. And from a different tradition, a prayer. This is the prayer, it is said, His Holiness the Dalai Lama says every day. May I be a guard for those who need protection, a guide for those on the path, a boat, a raft, a bridge for those who wish to cross the flood. May I be a lamp in the darkness, a resting place for the weary, a healing medicine for all who are sick, a vase of plenty, a tree of miracles for the boundless multitude of living beings. May I bring sustenance and awakening, enduring like the earth and sky, until all beings are freed from suffering and all are awakened. So beautiful, yogis. The elevated legs position is coming to completion. So please draw your knees in towards your chest and wrap your arms around them. Give them a hug as though giving your whole body a hug, and a little rock side to side to end up on a side, and to rearrange your props now for the elevated hips pose, supported bridge. So the blocks at the foot of the mat, the bolster underneath the knees as we lie down on the back again. And now we pull the bolster underneath buttocks to lift them up to support them in this lift, and then to let your legs slide out straight or keep the knees bent. Know that if the bolster is too high, use something a bit lower, like a folded blanket. And so now the upper back, the back of the heart, completely supported. And your arms and your legs at ease, extended. A lovely traction experience of your body, taking more space. Breath awareness coming now to your heart. Feeling the coming and the going of your breath at the heart. Intentional breath at the heart. The heart maths scientific approach has linked the heart and the brain. And they say there are 40,000 brain-like cells in your heart, called the sensory cells, also known as the little brain. And it's not a metaphor, it's real. The heart can learn and think independently of the brain. And we can communicate with one another separately from the brain. And we receive information separately from the brain. And we can work independently of the brain with our hearts. And the heart sends a huge amount of information to the nervous system. And it all shows up in the auric field, also known as the electromagnetic field of our bodies. And so as we are breathing at the heart, we're harmonizing the head brain with the heart brain. And why this is so valuable, this coherence, is that it helps us to bypass some of the challenges of the egoic brain, the ego that's so full of self-doubt and judgment. We bypass that with heart breathing. And when we're in our heart, we've increased the frequency of the energy body. And we can feel one another. We can sense a mood. And we can move from frustration to appreciation. And we build a more resilient baseline. And so while the heart maths has made it very accessible to us in the West who have so much trust in science, this practice has been done in many traditions by shamans, priests and lamas and yogis. Slowing down the breath, breathing at the heart, allows the body to feel safe. And as we've been doing throughout our practice, we have been reducing the hormones of stress and awakening the healing chemistry. And so as you breathe through your heart, call in appreciation or gratitude or compassion. And in this way we connect to Source. And so the benefit, the wonderful effect of this practice stays with us. It's said up to 6 hours. So stay with it. Now, beautiful yogis, we come to our final pose. That bolster underneath your sacrum, just push it down so that it's underneath your legs and your back is on your mat again. If it feels good, have a little hug in and then relax your legs. Grab your head pillow and let your whole body now aligned in its most natural form. Your whole body drops and melts away into the ground. Let go and go deep. Turn now your breath awareness at your heart. And for this final part of our practice, our heart now filled with love, with light, with compassion and kindness and gratitude, all these qualities that are natural to us, let's breathe them out. Send them from your heart out to your loved ones. Taking a few breaths, a few exhalations to gift, to bestow your love exactly where you want it to go. And so we complete our practice. Know that you can stay exactly where you are, or just roll to your side and come on up to sit, to close our practice together, to know that Chris and I wish you a very happy, creative, beautiful new year with all the things that you wish for yourself. Thank you so much for practicing with us. Namaste.